Anna's Law. I'll be taking all your legal questions for the next hour and a half, maybe 2 or so. We'll see how we go. Kevin is out of town, making money.
Out of town.
Wheeling and dealing, buying properties, buying virtual real estate, digital real estate, whatever. So, I wanted to do a show. I feel like I haven't done much radio in the last 2 weeks because I've been
You
out
ain't done shit.
gallivanting in California, feeling guilty, feeling a little afraid. FOMO in the worst way with your job, where you're like, oh, shit. Fear of missing out. They can probably do this without me. Oh, they are doing this without me. Oh, they're thriving without me. Oh, I'm fired. That's usually what I think. But, I made the commitment. I was out in California. I'm like, I'm just going to do what I can from home and send some prep, and that's pretty much all I can do. So, and handle social media. But it feels good to be back. Drama is ensuing.
Really?
Shit, and not with Barb, even though we'll talk a little bit about that because it's fun and topical, and it's coming up. I'm getting messages from people, and I will get back to you, people who have responded or who have messaged me. I'll get back to you about stuff. Don't worry. But in the short few hours that I left the studios, and it's not even like I was really doing that much. I was very tired because I didn't sleep last night because my brain is broken. And
same.
Yeah, it's pretty much the worst affliction one can have. Thankfully, my 2022 resolution is to lower my anxiety in whatever ways possible. Just trying to be a bit more reasonable about things, not getting overwhelmed over stupid shit. Couldn't sleep at all last night, and usually I get worked up in the middle of the night where I'm like, what the? And I get and my heart starts beating really fast, and I just go, we just have to. I know it sounds weird, but we just have to forgive ourselves for our body being dumb.
Oh, yeah,
that's
what I did
get
last
angry.
night.
You have to forgive yourself and go, I can't fall asleep. I'm getting very angry. And you have to treat yourself like someone else and go, I forgive you for being stupid, body. You stupid fucking brain won't shut up. But I forgive you for being dumb. Is that what happened to you?
Actually, no. Close, but no.
You didn't forgive your brain for being stupid and not allowing you to sleep?
It was like early, and I was like, hey, I'm tired. I'm going to bed. And I thought I did, and I did. And like a half hour later, I woke right awake, and I was like, holy shit, I'm late for work, and my heart's beating. And I realized, no, it's still nighttime, and I've got a half hour sleep, and I was up for like the next, 5 or 6 hours.
Now, why did you wake up? Was it a loud noise?
I don't like know why I woke up, but it could have been something like that.
Like a snore or something?
No, I don't snore.
Okay. Sometimes people snore and they wake themselves up.
I don't snore.
I've caught Blitz sleeping before on the job, and he was snoring very loudly
That's not true.
in the production room. That is true. I'm like, what the fuck is that sound?
That's not true.
Oh my God, he's sleeping on the job and snoring very loudly. I think he has sleep apnea. Anywho.
Not true.
In the few short hours that I left the studio, I talked to every member of my immediate family.
Oh.
There's only there's 4 of us, my father, my mother, my sister, and I. And
you talked to all of them?
I talked to every single one of them.
Wow, even yourself?
Yes, even myself, telling myself to forgive myself. So, which is funny because, like, not that I'm the liaison, but since my parents got divorced, it's like, this person doesn't talk to this person, and this person's relationship is strained with this person. And
no, obviously you are the liaison.
I'm the liaison, as Bubba would say. Now, and I have a great relationship with my dad.
Mm-hmm.
I have a great relationship with my mom. I have a it's not estranged. It's a work in progress with my sister. Here's the thing about my sister. I don't talk about her very much. She's kind of an enigmatic figure in my life, kind of mysterious, because I've known people for years in my, like, say, Florida life, right? Mm-hmm. People who've only known me not very long, and they've known me for a couple of years, and then I will mention something, I'll say something in passing about my sister, and they'll be like, I didn't even know you had a sister. And I go, sometimes I forget too.
Yeah, see, we talk a lot, obviously, and
Yeah.
sometimes I forget you have a sister.
I forget I have a sibling. I haven't lived with a sibling in a very long time. Every once in a while she will, I don't want to say pop into existence. She's been more active in my life, I would say, since my mother had her surgery.
Okay.
It sucks and it's not good, but a lot of times scary situations bring people together.
Of course.
Like 9/11 and my mom's surgery. That it bonds people,
One and the same.
Right. So, right after the show, my dad texts me, I have COVID, yippee. That was the message.
That sounds like your dad.
Yeah. Now, judging from that response, I knew he was okay. I don't think that's really a message you say from the ICU. I have COVID, yippee.
Yeah.
Probably not. My dad.
Wow, all these hospital machines are really neat.
Yeah, exactly. My dad has probably the best immune system I've ever witnessed. Even now in his, I'm not going to say his old age. I'm not going to say my dad is old. Advancing age. We'll use present progressive because he's not old. He's not advanced, but he's moving in that direction. He's 66, so right on the cusp. I mean, it's people are starting to retire and or die in his circle of friends.
Yep.
So my dad says he has COVID. He tries to call me. We're doing the after show. I'm like, Dad, I'll call you later. So I call him, and he is like 100% fine. He sounded a little congested. He thought he had a cold, which Omarion variant is. Omicron,
yeah.
Omicron, whatever. Omnicron. People like to add different letters with the Greek alphabet. So he says to me, I'm totally fine. I felt like I had a little bit of a cold. I went to work. They tested everybody. I was positive. They sent me home. I'm like, okay. He was fine, breathing fine. It sounded like I was bothering him because I had called him 3 times in a row and he didn't pick up, which means he was chatting it up. My dad loves to talk on the phone.
Yeah.
Which is really bizarre. I feel like a lot of men especially don't really like to do that. Maybe not, but my dad is like always chatting it up with people. Oh, and he loves it. But a lot of times and it's weird because he'll call people and not pay attention to them. You know, he'll call and then just be on the computer or on his phone, they'll be on speaker and he'll just be fuck around. Yeah, okay, yeah, all right, gotta go. And then he calls somebody else and does the same thing.
My dad will get on the phone and turn the TV way up and continue to talk, and I'm like they can't even hear you.
How is this productive? Who's winning here?
He
no
doesn't
one.
do it on purpose. He just does. He's like, I want to do both. I'm like, yeah, but the TV's super loud and you're 3 feet from it.
But how are you listening to the TV and the person on the phone?
Because he's got the phone like this, and he's got one ear on this phone and one ear on the
Which
TV.
means you can't multitask, by the way. No one can. If you're trying to listen to 2 conversations, you're listening to none, or you're
about
focusing in on
20%
one.
of each.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Just do one at a time.
Mm-hmm.
So my dad, it sounds like, is clearly in the middle of some other phone calls because I'm getting sent to voicemail. He gets me on the phone and he tries to rush me off because I think he was talking to someone that he would rather talk to and was like, my fucking kid won't leave me alone. But I told her that I had COVID. Yippee!
Dr. Dan's blooming on you, make her 1,000 stars.
Thank you, twinkle, twinkle,
twinkle, twinkle.
So I'm like, okay. And my dad at the end of the conversation casually mentions I've had a cold for about a week.
Okay.
Now I'm doing the math in my head. I'm like, I saw that asshole a week ago, right?
Well, yeah.
So I'm thinking, and I'm like, what is a week? Like a week and 5 days, a week and a day. I'm doing the math in my head. I'm like, when did I last see my dad? And then I go, well, I really hope, because I was in quarantine after I got tested for the most part.
In quarantine, where?
In California.
Where were you actually at, though?
In San Diego with my dad.
At your dad's house?
In my dad's house.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was getting
And
at.
he was not quarantining.
Right.
So I did a little bit of the math in my head, and I just go, really hope I didn't give it to Mom.
Oh my God.
Really hope I didn't give it to Mom. So I go to my house. I take a little snooze. I wake up, and let me read you the text message I got from my mom.
Oh, okay. Now, did you tell your mom?
No, I didn't tell my mom.
Okay.
Well, we'll get into it, but no,
right.
I did
Okay.
not.
Right.
My mom writes, "Hey, babe, hope you're having a good day. Please call me when you have a chance. Love you." And I went, "Oh no,
Right.
this bitch got COVID. This bitch got COVID." Is someone calling it? Not on the hotline. Whatever. We'll just put you on hold. Thank you. So I wake up, I see the message, and I go, "Oh shit." So I call my mom, and she's like, "Hey." I'm like, "She sounds fine. She sounds clear." Then I just go.
Are you like listening for a cough or like a
little
scratchy
bit?
throat?
But you know me, I just blur it. I'm like, "Do you have COVID? Do you have COVID?" She's like, "No."
Oh, okay, so you did say that.
Yeah, I blurted it out immediately.
Okay.
Almost me. I waited for her to say hello and say a few words, and then I just interrupted her, as I do.
Really?
This is Anna's law, so I'm not interrupting anybody, so relax. But I said, "Do you have COVID?" She's like, "No." I'm like, "Oh, okay. Just checking." Dad does. And she went, "Oh, is he, and it's funny because, like, she has to now feign concern for her ex-husband. She's like,
Right.
"Oh, that fucker died." So I'm kidding, kind of. But she's like, "Oh, is he okay?" I'm like, "Everything's fine. But you don't have COVID?" She's like, "No." I'm like, "Okay."
Okay.
Now, I've recently spoken to my mom. Obviously, I saw her a week ago. And I've talked to her since on the phone. So something was up, and she goes, "So I just thought you should know."
Okay.
Ew! No, when someone says that, bad news is coming.
Right, no, I'm waiting to hear this.
I'm like, She goes, "Your sister was in a car accident last night." And I'm thinking, is she a quad?
Right, that's because when someone's, dude, when someone
you
says
lead
that,
with, "She's fine,"
yes. Like I've gotten a few like fender benders, and whenever I call someone, I say, "Listen, I'm totally fine. However, I
got into a car."
Yeah.
So my mom doesn't know how to tell a story right. So she goes, "Just letting you know, your sister was in a car accident." And then I'm like, "Is it too late to say goodbye?" Like, what the fuck?
Right.
She goes, and then she like paused, and I'm like, "Hello?"
Yeah, no pausing.
Hello?
No pausing.
Fuck. We don't get along, but I don't wish, death upon the bitch.
Listen, Linda, keep the story going.
She goes, "Oh, she's fine. She's fine."
Oh.
She's got a little.
Did you say darn?
No, I didn't say darn. No, I didn't say that. Of course not.
No, I know.
And she goes, "She's fine. She's got a little whiplash, and she's a little like bruised up, but she's okay. I just thought you should know." And then she proceeds to tell me that my sister is refusing to seek medical help or get checked up on, even though she's hurting and she's stiff. And I went, "Are you calling me to try to convince her to go get x-rays or something like that?"
Oh.
And she goes, No, I just thought you should know." I'm like, I'm going to call her either way and like just tell her I know and I hope she's okay.
Yeah.
All that shit.
I'm going to comment on this. As this being Anna's law, I want to comment on the lawyer part of it. Oh, okay. So what she should do is immediately contact a lawyer. Or no, sorry. I'm assuming she got in an accident with somebody else.
Here's the deal. She was in an Uber. It was not the Uber's fault. They were hit. I honestly I didn't even get the details I should have, but
go to an urgent care immediately.
That's what I said.
Immediately.
That's what I said.
Then call Jay.
Right.
And have Jay refer you to somebody there.
Yeah.
Period.
Now.
Holy fuck.
Right.
Because I'm sure she's injured.
She actually is.
No, I'm sure she is.
Like, it's not even.
No, I know. I'm sure she is.
A scheme or anything like that.
No.
Like, she actually is. So I'm like, why? Like, the paramedics showed up and they're like, "You're going to be banged up, but, you're fine." But I'm like, the paramedics don't do on-site x-rays. They don't look for bulge discs.
No.
They take people who are bleeding out to the hospital. That's what they do. They scoop brains off the side of the road. That's what paramedics do. They save your life, because you just OD'd, something like that. That's what paramedics do. They don't have the equipment on site. Their job is to take you to a place that can help you bet more. So my sister is now refusing to go to the hospital or to an urgent care because my estimation is she is just lazy and doesn't want to go because it's a pain in the ass.
Okay.
That is my estimation. She is blaming this on, I swear to God, this is what she said. She said to me, she goes, Anna, it's different in San Francisco. Well, correct.
Yeah,
The look you gave me was correct.
Yeah.
It's different in San Francisco. There's like COVID testing and stuff.
I mean, we're not China. We're not doing the anal COVID test. It's still a nose swab. So, okay. And
I was dumbfounded. And at some point in the conversation, I tell her that our father has COVID. And I go, but he's fine. You know, everything's good. And she gets in there. She tries to just get a little quip. She goes, because he's vaccinated. I said, whatever. He's fine, though.
Mm-hmm.
Again, she says, because he's vaccinated. I said, how do you have the energy for this? You were just in a car accident where your car was totaled. And secondly, I've never met anyone in my life where every instinct they have is wrong. That is the tale of my sister and why I don't talk about her a lot, because it's embarrassing where every instinct, every gut intuition feeling she has is the wrong one. She stays at home for a year and a half when she doesn't need to. She gets shot after shot after shot after shot when she doesn't need to.
Mm-hmm.
Then she gets banged up in a car accident where A, she is and could be more injured than she even knows.
Yes.
And B, could be getting a nice lump sum of money.
Yes.
If something were to go wrong. And I just said, how is it that every thought you have and decision you make is the wrong one?
I mean,
it's interesting to me.
Yeah, I can think of like 30 to 100,000 reasons why she should be going to an urgent care facility right now.
I'm like, literally every medical decision you've made, sister, in the last year was the wrong one. You take an experimental vaccine, happily runs to like CVS every chance she gets so she can get boosted, but then gets in an accident where she could, I don't know, have a herniated disc, whiplash. I mean, she could be put it through years of physical therapy, and her job is physical. So as soon as she goes to work, they could easily claim, the insurance company, whatever, oh, that was a work-related incident because she does Pilates or whatever, yoga or something. Whatever she does, she trains clients. I think it's Pilates.
Okay.
That's a physical job where you can, I mean, you could hurt yourself walking to the kitchen. So, of course, you could hurt yourself doing Pilates on like a fucking machine or whatever.
Sure.
So I'm like, don't do anything. And then I'm trying to tell her, I'm like, listen, if your health isn't a motivation, which for many people it's not, and that is funny to me. If your health is not a motivation, how about money? How about money?
It's gotta be one of the two.
Her interest certainly peaked, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, I'm sure.
She went, what? I go, yeah. I go, I know someone, and you know someone, a friend it's my friend, but she, you know, whatever.
Okay.
We all grew up together. This person was in a car accident 10 years ago. And again, this person, how shall I say, I'm not going to say that they're a hypochondriac, but it's hard to know their level of pain because the tolerance for their life, like if you think I'm a paper tiger, this person is like times 10.
Oh no, tissue paper tiger.
Yes, tissue paper tiger. It like dissolves in your mouth, like it's bad.
Oh.
So it's hard to tell how much pain this person is in at any given moment because like this person is always has a pain or, you know, whatever. There's always something wrong. And so it's kind of hard to tell with these people. I don't want to call them liars, but I would just say that the tolerance for anything is very low. So it's hard to tell. But anyways, this person was in a car accident, went through a bunch of physical therapy, got like massages, like, which is odd to me. I'm like, you're in a car accident and you're getting like tissue massage.
That's very common, by the way.
Is it? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
What do I know? Not much.
It's physical therapy.
Physical therapy, right, all that stuff. So she's getting that. I'm like, you're getting waxed. Like, she's going to the spa and stuff. But whatever, I guess you need it because the car rolled. So she's
of course. Yeah.
I needed a facial. I needed a hydrofacial because the car rolled twice. I'm like, okay, whatever. And she got, I think it was $50,000 payout after X amount of years, and used that to help her put down a down payment on a condo that she bought. And I'm trying to tell this to my sister. And again, it seemed like her interest was piqued when we moved from health to money, which is I don't want to say that's a Jewish thing to do, but it was just a little bit, she was playing into the stereotype. And I know she's not going to go because she's like, well, I don't feel like right now, I just really don't feel like getting in a car. Just not. Again, every instinct is wrong here. That's the time when you should go to the hospital and you should seek medical care because you don't know what happened to you.
I think most people are kind of like that, though. They're like, I'll be fine. Like, it's just a hassle.
Yeah, but also, like, be smart about it. And you need to, like you said, you should go right away.
You have to.
Because you don't want it to be like I was doing I was sore and I picked up a box and I strained my back.
Well, I know like in Florida, I believe if you don't go within 48 hours, then you have up to, I want to say 2 weeks. And after that, it's almost impossible. But if you go within 48 hours, it makes the potential lawsuit much better.
I'm trying to tell her this. And and again, I don't know. I know laws because this is Anna's law. I just don't know California laws.
Yeah, I don't either.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm Florida-based attorney person.
Right. You've been to a bar.
Yes. I've been to a bar. Yeah, I've fallen on a bar. Yes, I have. Yeah, I've danced on a bar.
You like to take Xanny bars.
Not all at once. Yes, I do. Man. Only that was a joke. Anyways, let's move on. So, this is why, I really think it's hard when you have a sibling that we've never seen eye to eye ever, even as kids.
Yeah.
And, I remember my father telling me, I think we're 4 years apart. I'm older. I may have been like, maybe 10, she was maybe 6, and my dad's like, Anna, one day you guys are going to be like best friends. And I said, as a 10-year-old, I was very wise. I go, yeah, I don't think so. And I was right. And my dad tells me over and over again, even when it comes to, how she was disciplined, we were very different. I was a great kid. I was awesome. I followed the rules. I got great grades. And she did up until a point until she didn't. And then it became a little bit of an issue. But my sister and I have never seen eye to eye. And what's really kind of disturbing is the very few times that we do get together, we do fall into our classic roles. Like, it doesn't even matter how old we are, whether I'm 10 or I'm 34. I still act just like this acerbic, cynical dick to her. And I'm like that a little bit in real life, but like with her, I really turn up the volume.
I do the same thing with my brother.
And then with my sister, she just kind of gets I don't want to say she throws fits, but she just gets like really sensitive and yells at me and just kind of throws like, I don't want to say like a tantrum, but kind of like she can't play it cool. She just gets upset, and then I find it fun, and then I push and prod more, and then she reacts, and it's just this role that we play every time that we see each other. And so I feel like this is why it's hard for me to talk about my sister. We just don't see eye to eye on anything. And this was even before the pandemic. The pandemic really, and Trump and all that shit really caused a massive divide. And not because I was so rah Trump, but she was just so rah in the other direction that it was just kind of shocking. And then you have the pandemic and her response to that and how she lives her life and whatever.
Now, when you lived in California, though, you were a little more liberal, correct? Or at least you, like, if nothing else, you didn't like talk politics much. Or that.
I didn't know anything.
Right.
I remember reading a book my father gave me or I took or something, and it was by Michael Savage, who is a conservative talk show host. I think he broadcasts outside of San Francisco. But he wrote a book in the early 2000s called Liberalism is a Mental Disorder.
Mm-hmm.
And I was
isn't he part of the Savage Nation?
Yeah, pretty much. And I was just, my dad would listen to a lot of conservative talk, and he aligned with it for, honestly, I mean, I have yet to really ask him about it, but I think mostly because of the association with Israel, like the right is more pro-Israel. My dad was living in Israel and then moved here.
Mm-hmm.
And when he became a citizen, he was like, asked my mom, he didn't know anything about the political parties, so he just like, how do I register? My mom's like, you're Jewish, you're a Democrat. And he's like, okay. So he registered as a Democrat, and then he started to learn about the U.S. politics, and he's like, what the fuck? This isn't me at all. And he got mad, and then he was, I think he was independent after that. But it was my
Which
dad.
is the worst way to be.
Independent?
Because then you can't vote for any primaries.
Maybe he was Republican. I don't know.
I mean, it doesn't matter, but yeah.
Or no party. I don't know. So, but he definitely was like, I'm not registered as a Democrat anymore.
Sure.
This is ridiculous.
I get
So he would listen to a lot of conservative talk, and I would listen to it. And then when I went to college, I went to one of the most liberal colleges, I think, in the nation, UC Santa Barbara. It's bad. Not as bad as Berkeley. We just scream it at Ben Shapiro. We don't burn buildings down like they did with like Milo Yiannopoulos.
Mm-hmm.
But not great. So I remember I lived in a house with a few times there was 8 girls, and they were all super liberal, and I didn't like know what I was. Like, I thought I was a hippie. I smoked weed. I did shrooms twice, so I thought I was like a super badass. But I didn't know anything, and I was just curious at like what the other side had to say. Like, I was always just really curious. I'm like, if we're gonna hate them, we got to know what they're saying. Like, that seemed like a simple and obvious concept to me, but my friends were like, why are you reading this book? And I remember like reading books and just like taking the cover off, not the, there'd be like a paper cover, and then it's just like a blue book.
Yeah,
so they don't know what you're reading.
Yeah.
So I'd read that, and they were I remember like reading the book, Liberalism is a Mental Disorder, and I really aligned with the immigration talking points, because I'm like, especially as an immigrant who had to, I mean, I didn't really have to wait in line because my mom was American, but my dad did. And, my aunt had to wait for a green card, and they did everything the right way. And I remember, learning about that and hearing Ron Paul say it's really a slap in the face to the immigrants who waited in line. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, this is all making a lot of sense. I don't know why everyone's mad. Like, this just seems to be fair, But anybody that was associated with like Bill O'Reilly or this or that, and I remember saying to my roommates, I'm like, do you listen to Bill O'Reilly? And they're like, no, he's blank.
He's the devil.
And I'm like, then how do you know what how do you know what his talking points are? Like, how can you hate him if you don't even know what he's saying? But I listened to the Daily Show. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Like, I feel like that was the retort. So I just didn't know anything. So I feel like I've always been, unlike most people we know, if I don't know something about something, I don't really like having strong opinions about that.
Right, you just make things up.
Right, exactly. On is law. But it seems to be fashionable nowadays to like, if the less you know, the louder you are about things. Like,
I've been dealing with that with the gun thing for a long time, because it seems like people who are the most anti-gun know nothing about guns.
Nothing about it at all. And that seems to be the case also with like, my sister's talking points with the vaccine and the pandemic and blah, blah, blah. Like nothing. And she's like, and then when those people tell you, nothing is more infuriating when people like that tell me to follow the science. I'm like, bitch, you don't know how to do everything. All I do is look at fucking graphs and charts and VAERS reporting and this and Dr. Peter McCullough and 3-hour conversations and this percent and that percent CNN and Fox News. I'm looking at everything, and this is what I'm deducing. You look at fucking nothing. You look at Facebook. You look at Twitter. You look at Instagram, and that's how you make your opinions. So it infuriates me when they tell me to like look at the research, look at the data, look at the science. I'm like, bitch. So, and which he tells me, and that's really someone who doesn't want to engage with you. When they don't know the facts themselves, they tell you, why don't you like science? Why are you so anti-science?
Yeah. Do your research.
Do your research. Okay. I do every day, trying to learn more and more. So that's kind of the situation I'm in. And that was just 2 hours. Talked to everybody in my family. It was nice catching up with everybody. We got COVIDs, we got car accidents, we got people refusing to go to the doctor when they actually should, and then people running to the doctor when they really need not. So it's a confusing time for everybody. So yes, I have a sister. I think she has good intentions. I just think that, and she probably thinks, I would like to know what she thinks of me. Like, I wonder if she either thinks I'm evil, dumb, brainwashed, or maybe a combination of all three.
I would love to sit down with your sister for like a few hours and just kind of like.
But I can't be present. I would like to not be present.
No, you can't be there.
And have a sit down and be like, tell me about your sister. And be like, what do you think about her? Do you think that she's misguided? Do you think that she is a dumbass?
Yes.
Keep going. Do you think she has been brainwashed? I think that's what that's probably her. That's probably what she thinks the most. Is she's like, you're in Florida. Yeah. All you do is hang around hicks and just play in the mud.
Well, don't forget, all the Bubba Army are hicks.
He said it, not me.
Oh wait,
he said it, not me. I didn't say that. Hey, listen, don't be ribbing these people. They don't like
that's
ribs.
Right. I'm sorry.
They don't like ribs. Rib me.
Okay, yeah.
Call me a whore. I don't care. I'm like, that's really what upset you, a whore? Do you know what I deal with every day? But again, and I was listening to my mother, and she is very
Speaking
confused.
of whores, right?
Yeah, speaking of whores. My mom, just kidding. I love you, Mom. My mom is very confused about my life's choices too. She goes, she thinks I'm strong, which I'm like, I cry in my car sometimes. She's like, the things that people say about you, she's like, I could never handle that. And she's like, Anna, sometimes I read the chat. I'm like, no. And she goes, it makes me so sad for you. So I told you before, I have others that I know that I've said some things and they're like, whoa. And even sometimes I'm like, whoa, but I feel like, what's the word? I'm desensitized to it because it happens all the time that I'm like, what? It's just a day that ends in Y. Why does it matter? But just someone who's never experienced that, and also a boomer, might I add. So like people maybe, my age and younger, they have, maybe YouTube channels or a big Instagram following. So they're used to hate and people, shitting on them and stuff like that. Sure. And it's, I know some people get it a lot worse than me, even on like Instagram, Twitter, and all that shit. Death threats and whatnot, although I have gotten those too. But
you're cool.
I know. So, but my mom has never had like an account like that where people can weigh in at any given moment on how you look, how you sound, your talent, your skill, your personality, every quality, external and internal about you. And it's for everybody to view and watch and laugh anonymously from a screen. Right. So that to my mom is like, she understands what it is, but it's still like kind of a foreign concept. And she's like, I don't even understand how you process that. And then you have to tell them like, oh, those people like don't matter though. Like they're just saying things and they're cowards, and no one, again, I heard someone say this recently and it's so true. Anyone who's hotter or more successful than you or more talented than you, they're not the ones making those comments. So all the people that are making rude comments are uglier than me, grosser than me, older than me, shittier than me, balder than me. Even though I have bald spots, you have more bald spots. Like, you are the grossest. You are the gremlins of society. Yeah. So it doesn't hurt my feelings because you're trying to punch up and it doesn't hurt.
Correct.
You can't punch down on me. Like if people who are more successful than me start punching down, that's when it hurts. But like stupid assholes on chat who are just trying to hurt my feelings. What do I care? I don't care. I do cry in my car sometimes. Sometimes it gets to me, but most of the time it doesn't.
Poor Gus.
So
all those tears. It's got salty seats from all the tears.
Sure does. Salty floors. From a salty bitch. So,
and like I don't like when people say bad things, but I try to let it like just wash over me and whatever. And I get like saying, oh, like today with all the troll stuff, it's like, hey, just ignore it. And it's like it's easier said than done.
It is, and especially when you're not used to it, it's very jarring. And to be honest with you, my first 3-4 months here was very jarring because I was used to stuff at the bone here and there sporadically, but to have a running feed of people saying mean things constantly every day was a lot, and that's why I turn it off during the show, because I will read. My eyes can't help but to look at it and read it,
it's right there in front of your face.
And then when I'm reading, I'm not fully like engaged in the show, and then I can be sad, and I don't want to be sad, especially when we're not talking about sad shit. So I just turn it off during the show, and then during hot mic, I turn it back on. I engage. So I have to remember that what I do for a living, what we do for a living, is very bizarre, and most people don't get it. So when people call me a whore, especially when they of all things to call me a whore, like all you do is make fun of me because I'm a prude and I won't get fucking nice fucking titties and shit.
Jesus.
So can I do that on Facebook?
I guess, I don't know.
So when you call me a whore, it's like, please, who cares? But when other people, that is hurtful. It is odd to me still, because you'd think that even people who watch the show, I imagine, have a certain taste for a certain type of humor. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I would think so.
Like this isn't the 700 Club.
Right. Oh, damn it, it's not?
With Pat.
Praise Jesus.
Robertson.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck yeah, I'm good. Yeah, you're not watching like KPBS. Like you're not watching some wholesome shit. So you'd think that you would have like a taste for something a little bit more raunchy. So even then, it kind of surprises me when someone's like, "You're a whore," and you go, oh. But obviously they're not calling you like when Bubba calls me. He's like, "Hey ho," like that's or bitch.
Yeah.
Versus like if someone is commenting maybe on your livelihood and they said you're a whore, maybe that would hit different. Maybe that would hit different. So okay, there's a defense there. Sure, absolutely. So, but again, it is a little bit odd when people let words get to you to the point where it spirals out of control. I think that sometimes when you need an outlet, maybe turn to the people who are closest to you and have a little vent sesh. And you hash it out with them, and you go, "This really hurt my feelings." Obviously, they didn't do it, but you kind of let it out. Maybe you don't need to make public comments or reach out to people who are obviously and already overconsumed with a lot of shit on their plate. I'm looking at Bubba's notes, and I'm seeing boobs. What does this say?
Probably about Romina, I'm guessing.
Oh yeah, good call. That's what that says. You spelled Romina wrong. Romina's new boobs was a talking point. Yeah, I tried to get a glimpse of them on Instagram today.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because one of her sisters posted about
who have 14 birthdays a year.
Right.
Brought her Starbucks.
Oh, it wasn't wine?
No, it wasn't wine. Well, it could have been wine.
It was wine.
Disguised in a
It was
Starbucks
wine. Let's
cup.
get real. And a venti latte fucking mocha frappuccino.
Yeah, so...
Meanwhile, it's a Pinot Gris.
Yeah, it's a Pinot Gris all day. That's what white bitches love. We fucking love it. I love being basic in that way. Sometimes it's nice just to be like a normal girl. Like it's almost like
I hear you.
It's like a mask, and not the kind you wear on your mouth. Like a mask you wear on your face.
Oh, yeah.
Where you're just like, I'm normal.
Like yeah.
That's fun for me. Like when I go out with the girls and I act all girly and I'm like, and I do things like this. I do that sometimes on the show, but it is fun to just pretend to be normal, because sometimes I miss the mark every day of my life. So it's nice to just play normal sometimes and get excited over stupid shit and drink a lot of wine and say dumb stuff.
And Country Girl said it's hard to ignore it when it's nonstop. But you're right.
It is very hard to ignore.
It's very hard.
Yeah, and it's also true that, I mean, to me it has affected me to the point where I purposefully do not look at it.
Right,
so obviously it does affect me.
Yeah.
Mostly as a distraction, but I don't want to I don't even want it to get in my head or be like, "Oh, I look weird," or like whatever. I just don't even want that in my head when I'm trying to be focusing on the show. And I'm not but the thing that I will not do is I'll never ever, and Blitz can attest to this, even if I go home and cry every day, I will never tell someone to stop unless they're like threatening physical violence.
Yeah.
I'll never be like, you need to ban that person, or you need to tell that person they can't say that.
Anna has never came to me and said to ban anybody.
Ever.
To stop anyone from doing things. And I've seen some bad stuff said. I've seen some stuff people said to her directly.
And even through tears, I will say, don't ban them.
Yep. She has never said that. And I said, I'm banning that guy. And she said, no.
Don't do it. I signed up for this fucking bullshit. I know what I'm getting myself into.
So if anyone gets banned for some shit they say against Anna, it's not because Anna did it.
It is definitely. I am so like free speech, say what you want, even to my own detriment, because and I'm going to say that I'm not bragging, but I'm the best sport on the show, I think. I think that I can handle, like, not well. I will cry in my car, but I'll never complain and say that person needs to be banned. I'll always try to laugh along when people are making fun of me, and I think that I'm the best sport on the show, especially when it comes to chat. I'll never tell anyone to ban or say that's off limits.
As far as that goes, you're right. Yes.
Yeah, that's off limits or whatever. No. I'll never. Sometimes I do clap back. Every once in a while, you'll see me have an outburst where I'll start wishing death upon someone. But much like you have free speech, I have free speech too, and I will use it as I please. Let's take a phone call, shall we? I've been babbling for a bit too long. Hello, who's this? You're on. I heard you.
I did too for a second.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Yeah, are you talking to me?
Oh, shoot. I thought I was calling the Shannon Burke show.
You are?
You are, yeah.
Do you have any legal questions that I can help you with in the meantime?
No, I was wanting to know about Jonathan Morris and shipping meat to Missouri.
Okay. I got to let you go, buddy. Okay, thank you. On his law. 813-90 Bubba. If you have any legal questions, I'll answer them. I may make up the answer. That doesn't mean I said I was going to give you the right answer, but I will give you an answer. If you have any legal questions, if you have any questions about cryptocurrency, I'm also an expert on that, and the blockchain technology. Okay. If you have any questions about digital real estate in the metaverse, I am your gal. Or just real estate in the real world, too.
Oh, yeah.
I have lots of properties.
Right.
I've many properties. Don't ask me.
You're very diverse in your portfolio.
Yes, in my investment portfolio, I've very much diversified myself in the real and fake worlds. And I also buy with fake money, known as cryptocurrency. So if you have any questions about any of these things, or how to be a great father to 3 beautiful sons, I can also help you there.
Yeah, I often dream about having a lot of money, so I'm pretty good as far as that goes.
So we're both qualified to answer any questions you may have, legal or otherwise. 813-90-BUBBA. Ooh, a caller. Hello, how can we help you today?
Hello.
Welcome to Anna's Law.
Anna's Law?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Anna's Law. Hey, I just hit an Uber driver about a week ago.
Do you have really good insurance?
I think I do. I know this guy called Jay. Should I call him?
But you hit an Uber driver? Was there someone else in the Uber with you? And did you happen to be in the San Francisco Bay Area?
Yes, I was definitely over there. There was definitely a girl in the car.
Okay.
And then I would definitely call Jay and get his ass locked up.
Okay, I got you.
So we can conflict out and no one else can use them.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you for calling. See, we're helping people with their problems.
Absolutely.
813-90-BUBBA. I wish I knew actual, like, practical information about stuff. Like, I don't know anything useful at all.
What?
I know about marsupials. I know about human evolution. But when it comes to things like, I don't know, your credit score,
I know about marsupials. What the fuck? What? I know about marsupials.
Listen, I've odd interests, okay? And anything, it's strange to me. I'm noticing a pattern as I get older. The more practical something is to know, the less I'm interested in knowing it. Isn't that odd? Isn't that weird? Like, I'm like...
Yeah, it's fucking... yes.
I will look up...
You spend fucking 12 hours looking at
how to Rubik's Cube.
Fucking Joe Rogan fucking shows that don't matter.
I watch...
That have now been banned from YouTube.
So many... Sometimes people give you misinformation, and it has nothing to do with the vaccine. But sometimes people you know and respect actually don't know shit. And it can be a very eye-opening process when you start to learn that they don't know anything, and they're just spewing things out of their ass, and you can easily disprove them with a few punches into the keypad, a quick Google search, and you go, you are clearly wrong. right here. And then
and they double down.
They double down and they go, well, that just popped up. And I go, actually, the date says it did not just pop up. It actually has 150,000 views. I don't think it just popped up.
They might have just bought
that's not what my Google said. And then they have to go to work. They have to run away to work or something.
Right. They're going to Bing it.
They got to Bing it. They got to go. They got to skedaddle. But honestly, it is alarming sometimes. If I may just go on about this for just a second more.
Okay.
It is a little bit alarming because these people have told you things with a lot of conviction and confidence, and you go, what advice was I taking from you when clearly you don't know some basic shit? Or like, they go, this has been scrubbed from the internet, and you go, nope, there it is. Not scrubbed at all.
And it's great when
you can't find it anywhere on Twitter. You can't find Let's Go Brandon anywhere on Twitter. So I hashtagged on Twitter immediately, Let's Go Brandon, and about 500,000 searches came up. And I go, but what about this?
It's great.
They go, well, that wasn't there a second ago.
The same people have the same shit.
What? What do you? It didn't get. I know we're all in a state of paranoia, folks. I get it, and people are being censored for shit, no doubt. But before you say something like, "You can't find Let's Go Brandon anywhere," they've scrubbed it from the internet, and you go, and you start to question yourself, right? You go, this person is smart. Am I a Renaissance woman?
Right.
And I start to doubt myself. But now I have enough confidence in my brain that I go, let me just double check. Did it dissipate in the last 15 seconds when I saw it last? Let me check. Refresh, Willie. Nope. Still there. It's actually one of the top trending things, in fact. And they go, well, that's not what I saw. And then we move on. And it's fine. I don't need to push any further. I've made my point. They've made their false point, and we move on. But to me, it's funny.
There's been a time or two I've been reading a certain thing that's, how it is, and certain people have said, no, you're wrong, and I let it go, and I'm thinking, no, clearly I was like literally reading it from like
the source,
law.
Whatever, yeah.
Fucking
It doesn't matter. Listen, everything, credentials don't matter, but they do. It's weird. It's like people will be like, trusting people. My doctor said, and this isn't like I'm not trying to talk shit on Dan or anything. He's been great, but like people will put all of their life and everything that they believe into like their one doctor. And I go, well, who is this doctor? And they're like, this is my primary care physician. And I'm like, listen, I'm not, that's great. They're still a doctor and it counts, but they're a specialist in nothing. They're a specialist in nothing. They found out about COVID when you did. Now with Dan has taken upon himself to every day. I mean, he's part of like this think tank and he's reading shit every day.
He spends a lot of time researching it.
He does, and to his credit. But
on day one, he didn't know more than anybody else.
And he's making maybe speculation on what he's known in the past about maybe the first SARS or whatever, but he's learning as we're going. And he will often state studies as they're coming out. Did you hear? He'll message me. Did you hear Thursday this thing came out from Israel and this came out with immunity and this? So he's learning things like as they, in real time. But when people tell me like, well, my doctor, I'm like, is your doctor an immunologist? Is your doctor an epidemiologist? Is your doctor a virologist? No, my podiatrist. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
No, like, guys, I understand. And even with Dan, even if Dan says something and I'm like, I'll still fucking look it up on my own time. Yeah. Just to double check, and just because it's a good habit to have, where it's this, what do they call it? Like the fallacy of authority or something, where just because someone has like a title, we just assume that they're right about everything, and they may not be. And even if you're an expert on something, you might be wrong. Like people make errors sometimes, or they may have an agenda. So you just need to be careful, and it's important. And I feel like this time more than ever, as an individual, if you're an expert on nothing like I am, that it's important to just look up everything if you're, curious about it or you're not sure, and try to triangulate resources. Don't just look up one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Look it up as many places, and the more commonalities you find, that's probably where the truth lies. Maybe not, but more likely. So, I mean, I double check Dan all the time, and most of the time he's right.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. But I always double check everybody just because it's a good habit to have, to make sure that you are a skeptical person and that you don't just believe anything because, this person told you to. I feel like I used to be such a gullible fucking idiot where anybody would just not anybody, but anybody who was like, oh, I'm a doctor, I'm an MD, or I'm a master's in this, and I know. It's like, no, you didn't read every paper on this. You didn't read every article on that. You don't know. Nobody knows. And even when you publish, a lot of that shit is like bullshit because you have to look at who funded the research, and you're like, fuck, you can't even trust the study that came out because those people are being bribed. It's insane. Let's take a call on law. Hello, who's this?
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Brandon the Quad.
Brandon, what's going on?
I just
Are
wanted
you
to ask
edging?
you if you guys are. Well, yes, I'm edging, but is pickle juice good for cramps? And can that cramp up?
I'm a doctor as well. Pickle juice is not great for cramps. It does have a lot of sodium, and sodium causes a bit of bloat and inflammation. So you probably want to stay away from sodium. You probably want to lean more towards magnesium and electrolytes.
So Gatorade,
Pedialyte, stuff that's going to replenish your and maybe a little bit of sodium. Obviously, that's included in electrolytes. But
it's a Gatorade, yeah.
Yeah, but you don't want some like pickle juice where the brine is just full of sodium.
Because that's what they used to do for our wrestling kids in high school. But
Oh well, I don't know. Look it up. I don't know what to tell you, Brandon. I'm not an actual doctor. I just play one on TV.
Well, I know, but I trust in you.
Oh.
Wow,
Thank
that's
you.
a fucking mistake.
Thank you.
I know it's just a joke.
Okay.
Oh, thank
That's
God.
also hurtful. Are you excited, Brandon? What's the hour countdown to you get your dick wet by someone else that's not you?
It's like 288 now.
But
288?
who's counting?
Right.
Yeah. It's something like that.
When do you leave Iowa?
Tuesday morning about 10 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
So we should be there on Wednesday by 9 o'clock in the morning. It's just me and my mom driving up there.
Oh, that's so exciting.
Well, I'm not driving. She's driving the whole thing.
Thank God.
I think you should drive. Put an extended fucking steering wheel back there for you to drive. That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
I'm so excited for you.
Those fake ones like mommy's.
What
Exactly.
What an epic weekend. So you're gonna get laid, then you're gonna go to a pizza party, then you're gonna go to a Bubba 199, and then you're going to Barp.
Yep.
What a lucky guy you are.
Yep.
That is so exciting.
Yep.
I'm excited for you.
I love all you guys, and I love everybody.
I love you too, Brandon. Take care.
Brandon,
We'll
you're
talk
awesome.
to you
Thank
soon.
you.
Yep.
Keep edging.
Thank you guys. Bye.
Bye. I didn't catch that
I
last
don't know, but I
bit.
think he just came.
Yeah, he did. That was the end of that. That was, I think, his last cum was scheduled for 6 p.m. So that's right on time.
Yeah, but he's in Iowa though.
Oh shit!
It's only 5 there.
Damn it!
You
Yeah,
just,
you fucked it up.
him up. You just made him pre.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you pre, buddy. Sorry. You know what? As stressed as I am about Barp, and I'm not even like the one that's like leading the charge on it. Hearing him get excited over like what is about to come, no pun intended, is makes me excited. Like
Me too.
I'm like, fuck yeah, that's awesome. Let's go. Damn it. Let's go, Brandon.
Yeah, but
It's on Twitter though, if you are interested.
we all worked Monday. Was it
Yesterday,
Monday?
yeah.
Yesterday? I don't know. What day it was.
JPY is 85, $10 cash. Science based. Oh, thank you. Yes, science is good. Science is great. Let's take another call. Hello, who's this?
Talk to me.
Yes.
I'm talking to you, buddy.
Oh, hey, I want to apologize for the last call because I didn't mean to do what I did, but I love you guys. You guys are awesome.
Oh, thank you.
This
Were
is
you
the
one
Shannon
that was,
Burke show.
Oh, you thought we were Shannon Burke? Is that you were looking for
Yeah.
for meat from Missouri or something?
I've been listening to you guys for years, and you guys are on fire.
Thank you.
So that's all I want to say. I want to apologize.
No, don't
You're good.
apologize. You're good.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself, buddy.
No.
I'm sorry.
Thank you, sir. Have a great day.
You're good, man. Thanks.
Yeah, you guys have a good day too.
All right.
Good gay too. Thank you.
Bye.
We'll have a good gay. Speaking of gay, this Grindr Twitter thing, I don't trust it, and I don't trust it mostly because Buzzard Bob told me about it.
Oh no.
When I get a message and it's from Buzzard Bob and he's like, "Check this out," I'm like, "No, I will not check this out." But I don't know. Maybe I should. I listen. I hate Twitter. I hate the interface of Twitter.
Me too.
It's like you're walking into a big room and everyone is yelling, and I just want to walk out immediately. It is a good source for information.
You don't like micro blogging?
What?
Isn't that what Twitter is? Micro blogging. That's how it was. This is how it got started. 140 characters, or was it like 110 or something?
Yeah. I think it was 140.
No pictures, no linking.
I didn't know that. I joined Twitter way late in the game. Micro blogging. Do you know people who actually blogged? And if you think that I'm a sad woman,
wow.
It gets a lot worse than me, folks. Because those are the women that blog about maybe fashion, maybe what they ate for breakfast, maybe a new exercise tip. They have no certification in anything but being alive. I don't know. But people who blog and like Tumblr and all that sort of shit, that is a sad space to be. Because what's sadder than someone who blogs is someone who reads blogs. Like someone who's interested in your blog, and you are, I mean, it's not like you, like if you are a, I don't know, top, researcher, scientist or something, like you got interesting shit to say, fine. But if you're just like a home ec guru, I don't, well, like, there's a huge market. I shouldn't shit on that because some people are interested in that. Some people like reading about home decor. I'm not one of them.
Yeah, but there's better things than blogs though, like YouTube and shit now. Like blogs are cool with like before you, when it would take a week and a half to post a fucking 30-second video, then okay. But like now, come on.
The age of blogging is over. Nobody cares about that. Get on board.
Yeah, put it on Pinterest.
Put it on Pinterest. Put it on Instagram. Put it on fucking YouTube. That's where people want to see it. Instagram is ruining my life. Is what there were some takeaways from California, and that was one of them. Is that my kryptonite is fucking Instagram. I like the interface. I like the videos. I like the pictures. I just like the way that it's organized. It's very attractive to me, and it steals a lot of my attention, and I don't like it. And if it wasn't for like the Bubba Army account, I think I would delete it all because it's not good for my brain. It's literally rotting my brain. I'm like, Anna, I will ask myself, I'm like, why do you know this about this random person? The fact that you know that they went to Ulta to get this product at this time, and they don't know who you are. Yeah. You're just like, I'm just like peeking in the window of their life. They got 500,000 followers. They aren't certified at anything. They're just living their life.
You don't know them at all.
No, I know who they are because I follow them because they're Instagram famous. Right. But they don't know me. We don't have a relationship. I get angry when they think that when they have this elevated sense of importance, but I am giving it to them because 12 seconds after they post something, I view it. And then I'm like, oh, they think they're so important. Oh my God, they just updated the fuck. Yeah, you are feeding into their ego. Why do you know this? Why does this information? Because there's like a file of them in my brain that's taking up space. And because I know that, I mean, not necessarily that I can't know something else, but it's upsetting to me that I have that information stored, that I know about them. And sometimes this is really fucking pathetic. They've done like quizzes about them on their story, and I take the quiz. Oh. They'll be like, my God. It'll be like a multiple choice answer, but there's only two. They'll be like, what do I like, this or this? And I'm like, this. I'll get 100% every time. And then that is very alarming that I took the quiz and that I aced the quiz. Why do I know that? Why am I interested in this? It's pathetic. It's sad. It's not good. Give me the Rubik's Cube. That was cooler than this. Because I'm a mark for them.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Is there was there any kind of influence on why you started doing Rubik's Cubes?
I don't want to talk about it. 813-90 Bubba.
I know.
That's the fact that this is a confession that only Blitz knows. The fact that I even started Rubik's Cubing was because I saw this like hot fitness Instagram influencer model chick doing it, and I just thought that was a cool look. I'm like, if I could do fitness and be kind of cool and smart and Rubik's Cube between sets, that'd be so cool. It's not cool. It's fucking not cool at all. And then I invest like months of my life because I think it's a cool flex.
I don't know. In a nerdy kind of way, it's kind of cool.
But the thing is, that girl's actually good at the Rubik's Cube. Like, she would bring it to the gym.
You got there, though.
Yeah, I stopped, but she, I felt like she continued to practice. But I mean, she would do it she would do a bunch of like deadlifts or squats or something, and then she would be like, okay, between the sets, I'm gonna do this Rubik's Cube in a minute and a half, and she would, and I would just be like, fuck, that's cool. And she's also like super hot, smart. She has her PhD. I'm like, can't compete with this bitch.
Well, the best part was when you started doing it, I was like...
You're like, you knew why? Because you followed her, too.
Yeah. Because the guy she's with is on on YouTube, and I follow him. That's why I knew her. But I literally saw it. I'm like, I know why that bitch has got a fucking
You're like,
Rubik's
all of
Cube.
a sudden, Anna got in the Rubik's Cube, which is not the first one. Yeah. She gave... I mean, obviously, I knew what a Rubik's Cube was before, but it was just like a cool look. Because most of the time, when you see people who do the Rubik's Cube, you're like, whoa. Not a great advertisement.
So, like, I've always wanted to know how to do it, and, like, since you did, I kind of looked it up. I was like, oh, okay, like, I could figure it out. And once you learn the fucking whatever...
Algorithms.
Yeah.
It's not intuitive at all if you're thinking about doing it, which I know no one who is listening is, but it's not intuitive. It's not like... Obviously, some people are going to be better at it, but it's just because those people are better at remembering algorithms.
Yes.
And I did force my father to watch a documentary on Rubik's Cubing, like the best in the world.
Okay.
One guy's name is Felix. Yeah, whatever. Anyways, he's from Australia, and another guy is his name Max Park, and he's American, Asian, and he has like pretty bad autism, and they're both like fucking wicked fast, and they have to remember over 300 algorithms like for solving these cubes in sub 10 seconds. It's pretty wild. My dad thought it was boring as shit, but I told him it was not, so we continued to watch it.
Have you ever had TikTok?
No, I can't.
Never.
No, I can't, because I know that I will get fucking sucked in, and that is the last thing that I need.
I was talking to a friend of mine, and she literally spent like, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours straight a few days ago on TikTok. Like, she should have been sleeping, and she couldn't.
Yeah, it's really fucking bad. I talk to people, I'm like, is it more addictive than Instagram? They're like, oh, if you think Instagram's bad, just wait.
So I had it like a year or so ago, and I would find myself like wasting massive time. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? And then like, it's bad because it would send push notifications all the time, but all this like that I don't care about. And that's why I deleted it, was because of the notifications. I was like, you know what? I was like, I have to just get rid of it because I will sit here all day.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not.
It's worthless.
It's not good for my brain. And I guess some people would argue, there's some educational shit, but that's like shit that just falls into your lap. Like, why don't you just go seek it out and learn that thing and walk away?
And that's what it was doing, because like, I like to go on YouTube and like research stuff and find out and like learn shit.
Read manuals.
Yeah. And I was taking time away from that to do fucking worthless TikTok, and I was like, oh, I can't.
Yeah, and Instagram is disgusting enough, and I get disgusted with myself, but it's just like my fingers are just like you have idle hands, and they just kind of find their way back. And even though I've tried to hide it in folders before, and it's like, boop, 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 so I have to press one more button to get to Instagram, please.
Yeah, that doesn't
think
work.
I'm not going to do it, because I do, and I do every single day. Not proud of it. Not proud. 813-90 Bubba. Dry January is something I hear a lot about. I have some friends doing dry January.
Yep, there's a bunch of YouTube fitness people doing it.
Yeah, which makes me think that they were a real big piece of shit towards the end of last year. The holidays are not good for people sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I know someone who recently got married in the last year and a half. And to me, it's odd because usually that's kind of when you start slowing things down, maybe especially as a woman getting your body ready to maybe conceive and nurture a child. And this person took it in the exact opposite direction, and I respect that. She got married and she got hotter, which is awesome. Like, she lost a bunch of weight. She
Great.
started seeing like her own Dr. Dan with the fucking lip filler and the face filler and
That's awesome.
lip tinting, which I've seen some horror stories on Instagram about that, so beware. But so she got hotter, and her and her husband kind of joined this. I'm very intrigued by people who are like in the scene, in the in crowd, because I used to aspire to want to be in that, and I kind of like. I would never say like I was ever in a scene, but there was a time, especially I would say before I moved to Michigan, where I was involved with people who were partying all the time, and they knew all the cool places to go, and they had money, and they would just be, it just seemed like they always went to the best, most extravagant parties, and I like desperately wanted to be a part of that as like a 24-year-old. But this chick is going to be 37 this year, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And she's getting hotter, and she's getting more and more wild. But I think she even kind of scared herself, and she's like, I'm doing dry January. And then when people say things like that, it makes me want to say, I don't want to talk to you for the month of January. Because I feel like you have now acknowledged that you were only fun because you were fucked up.
Okay.
And now you're letting me know you're going to be a dud. You're letting me know that you're not going to be any fun. And especially when that person, everything that you do with that person kind of revolves around a party atmosphere or drinking.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like people that I would brunch with.
Okay.
Right? Like, we're going to brunch, we're having a good time, drinks, mimosas, we're doing things, we're going to bars. Like, that's when I want to hang out with you in that capacity. I cannot fathom having you come over for a quiet night of tea with my cats. So I will see you in February. But it is unfortunate because if you live in the Tampa Bay area, Gasparilla
Oh, yeah. It's
now
22nd.
does dry January include cocaine? Because cocaine is dry. It is not a liquid. Molly
They do have liquid cocaine.
is not a liquid. It's mostly taken in powder form.
Right.
You could also take it in crack rock form. However you want to take it, does it mean that you can't do drugs? Question. I would like to know. Can I circumvent that by doing acid with these people? Because in that case, that's fine. We can smoke weed, get high, and go to a different planet when we smoke changa or whatever, that DMT shit.
Oh, yeah. Chimichangas.
That's what we can do. That is what I would like to do with these people. I would actually have more respect for them if they're like, I'm not going to be drinking, but I will be doing LSD.
Okay.
Okay. Yes. Let's go. Party on. When is Gasparilla this year?
22nd. Oh, no, I'm sorry. 29th.
The last, I imagine, Saturday.
Correct.
How do you, as a lifelong Tampanian,
No, I'm not. But go ahead.
what Tampa Bay Arian,
Okay. Yes. There we go. Now we're talking. Oh, shit.
what I can't imagine that you were ever really into Gasparilla.
As a kid, it was fucking awesome.
As a child, you were taken to the kids.
We went to the night parade a few times.
Okay, so you have the night parade, which is, for those that aren't from the area, it's KNIGHT. Not, it is at night,
Santiago.
but it's the knights, like the
Yes.
armored knights of Santiago.
So they would do is they would have the parade, throw out the beads and all the crap, and then they would all have revolvers, and they'd be shooting up in the air. Now they were blanks, most of them. I was there many times. So they would shoot the guns off, and then they would take the empty shells and hand those out too. And like all the kids were like thought that was so cool, including me. Because like when I was
his ass.
Look, what I did with him is no fucking issue to you.
That's why he's so obsessed with guns. That's
Because
why.
my parents hated guns.
They hated guns, and
My
they
mom
took him to a
did.
place where he was giving out free shell cases of guns.
And there was
of
literally
bullets.
like sometimes where they'd hand these out and like they would hand out real bullets still because they were like, oh, I can't shoot. And they would just fucking give them to kids.
Hell yeah, good old days. And then wasn't there like a guacamole or something?
Yeah, I never would like. I was like, Guavaween.
Guavaween, whatever. Guacamolos. Fucking.
Mm-hmm. Guacamolos.
Fucking Bubba. Bubba makes me stupid every fucking day. God damn it. I don't even realize I'm like calling it amateur works, talking to normal people.
Know.
They're like, what did you call it? I'm like, fuck. Damn it.
What
is it called?
I was at my brother's house a few days ago, and like Armature Works, and my brother's girlfriend started just calling it Amateur Works. I'm like, oh Jesus Christ!
It's addictive. Can't stop doing it. But I am excited for Gasparilla because I'm going to a party. The person hosting the party doesn't know they're having a party yet.
They don't know they're having a party, hosting it, or that you're going to be there.
And they don't know I'm invited to the party they don't know they're having, but that's what's happening. I have a friend that lives in a high-rise apartment overlooking Bayshore Boulevard, and it's a badass apartment. I have no desire to be on the ground floor with the peasants, with the disgusting peasants of Tampa Bay.
And this guy's right, by the way. Those used to be in Ybor. Those parades were all in Ybor.
Yeah. Gasparilla isn't. Gasparilla was never in Ybor, right?
Yes.
That was always.
Gasparilla was in Ybor.
It was? Okay.
Yeah, the night parade was in Ybor.
No, I know the night parade, but that's different from the Gasparilla parade.
Yeah, correct.
So Gasparilla was always on Bayshore, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And then the night parade was always in Ybor. Guacamoleween or whatever, that was always in Ybor.
Yes.
I hate Ybor. Can I say that? Can I admit that finally? I hate Ybor. I hate it. I don't like it. I don't like dive bars. That's also another thing that I've lied to myself for over a decade. Because here's the thing. I always try to be like the cool girl. You know, I know you guys are like, you're not pulling it off. I know, but I tried. I tried to be like chill about stuff. I'm not chill at all. I always try to be like, what do they call
definitely
it?
Not chill.
Type B, you know, like, oh, I'm chill. I'm literally the most anal, fucking crazy OCD type A person ever. I hate dive bars. Now, that doesn't mean that I need to be taken to like fancy places, but I don't like indoor smoking. Okay, if it's muggy inside of a building, I'm not about it. Get me out of there. I don't like people that like, this is going to sound judgmental, and it is, but if a lot of the patrons there have, less teeth than they should,
okay,
knuckle tattoos, maybe face tattoos,
what's wrong with a good face tattoo?
And maybe a tremor from doing drugs for so many years or getting breast implants.
Timmy.
I don't want to be there then. And I always try to, because people are like, oh, I know this cool dive bar. Don't take me there. I don't want to be there. I like clean. That doesn't mean I need super fancy. It doesn't mean I need 5-star, 4-star dining, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't need that shit, but I like clean and pristine. It could be simple. It doesn't need to be expensive, but I just like it clean and pristine. I don't like divey bullshit. I don't like graffiti in the bathroom. That's not a fun look for me. Where everything is just sticky and icky and the walls look like they haven't been painted and or clean in 2 decades. That's disgusting.
Okay.
It's gross. Don't take me there. And I just feel like that is the brand of Ybor. Like it's got character. If someone tells you a place has character, run. Because it's a piece of shit. That's what that means. It's a piece of shit. People could say it's funky, this, that, but like Ybor isn't funky. It's dirty. It's nasty. And I don't like it. Don't take me there.
It's gotten better, but yes.
The only time I go there is for the improv, which I just go to Side Splitters exclusively, pretty much.
I went with Lummy to the Gay Pride Parade.
It's good people watching.
That was a lot of fun.
It's great people watching, and I honestly, it's probably better when it's more crowded.
Yes.
Does that make sense? Because you're pulling a different demographic than just the what do you call it?
The typical people that would get on there.
Not the usual, the regulars. The regulars there, it's an interesting crowd. I feel like when was I there last? Must have been for I think it was for Halloween or something. Took just a brief walk down the street, and it's frightening. It really is. It seems like there's always a car show, oddly enough. Right around 11 p.m. to midnight, there seems to be just a car show, and all I just see are cars bouncing, loud music. Lots of Rick Ross. I don't know. It's just not for me. It could be for you. It's just not for me. 81390 Bubba. I think this is where we just kind of wrap it up. What do you say?
Sure. Any calls?
No. No calls.
Good.
That's about about an hour and 15 minutes we did. It's pretty good. Hope you enjoyed it. It was fun to get in here, do a little hosting, do a little talking. Shoot the shit. I hope you all
When are you
enjoyed.
guys shooting again? Someone asked about that a little bit ago.
About going shooting?
Yeah, someone in chat did.
Oh. Yeah, I'm still scared, but
We still need to go.
we should. I hope you enjoyed Honest Law. I hope it was informative. I hope I helped you with all of your plans for the future in terms of investing in cryptocurrency, in terms of real estate, virtual, and in the real world. Until next time, I believe next week, Kevin's Law will resume. So you can call in and ask questions to a person that actually knows things about things. But until then, I hope you enjoyed Honest Law.
He's on the schedule to be here, so.
Yeah, it should happen. All right, Blitz, thank you so much for coming in and joining me today.
Absolutely.
Thank you guys for listening, and we'll catch you tomorrow for the big show at 6 a.m. Bye.